Oh, hello. Welcome to another edition of Mr. Flint's A Moment in History. Today's moment is going to focus on the Wizard of Oz and film history. But before we do that, I hope you're all staying well and healthy and social distancing yourselves from each other. 6 feet apart, wearing masks when you go out, just staying healthy. On to film. One of my most favorite all-time films is The Wizard of Oz. Now, The Wizard of Oz is a film produced in 1939 by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, and the film is based on a series of books written by author L. Frank Baum. Baum wrote the books for children during the 1890s to kind of teach them about politics, society, economics, a wide range of different things. And the book, every character in the book has a symbolic reference to American society in the 1890s. It's a political allegory. Now, how can every character represent a different aspect of American society? Glad you asked. Dorothy represents American innocence. She starts off in black and white Kansas world, normal, typical American life. It's set in the Depression, so, everything is really hard. It's, the Dust Bowl, all that. She gets transported to Oz, a world of color. Everything is different. But the really neat part is she commits murder the minute she lands. Her house kills the Wicked Witch of the East, who and her sister, the Wicked Witch of the West, both represent banking in the United States. The Wicked Witch of the East represents the banks on the East Coast. The Wicked Witch of the West represents all the banks on the West Coast of America. So, in the film, Dorothy walks around in ruby slippers that the Wicked Witch of the West constantly wants. Well, in the book series, Dorothy wears silver slippers. Silver represents the currency standard many American farmers in the Midwest wanted to switch to. So they wanted to use a combination of silver and gold called bimetallism, so they could have more currency to pay for more things. So the gold standard was really hard to get gold. Silver was more abundant. It was easier to pay for things. It kind of makes sense. That's why the American farmer wanted it. But the banks did not want to switch from the gold standard because gold obviously is worth more. So you focus then, all right, the next character, when Dorothy lands in Oz, she meets the Munchkins. Munchkins represent child labor. They also represent labor unions because they introduce themselves in guilds and leagues when they do their songs, Lullaby League and Lollipop Guild. So the mayor of Munchkinland is going to tell her to follow the yellow brick road. That gold standard will take her where? To the Emerald City. Well, who is she going to meet? The Great Wizard. The Wizard, if you look at the pictures and you look at the actual Wizard himself, he looks like President William McKinley, who the Wizard character is modeled after. Okay? So he's the little man behind the curtain. But as Dorothy is traveling along that gold-plated road, as you notice, the further along she gets along the road, the more deteriorated the road becomes, representing the gilded standard or the gilded age, all right, that society was going through at the time. Dorothy's first character she meets along the way, the Scarecrow. Scarecrow's problem: no brain. He has no brain. He can't think. He can't solve problems, and all he wants to do is be smart. But you realize if you watch the film and you rewatch it after this video, the Scarecrow solves every single problem in film. Okay? Next, Dorothy's next encounter is the Tin Man. Tin Man's problem: no heart, and he's frozen in the forest. In the middle of a chop, it began to rain, and he froze. Well, what gets him going again? America's dependency on oil to keep factories running. And also, the no heart thing represents the industrial society's fact that they were heartless and didn't care about their workers, and if you got injured or hurt on the job, it didn't matter because they would just replace you instantaneously. Next person Dorothy comes along is the Cowardly Lion. Alright? Cowardly Lion, right there. Okay? Cowardly Lion's problem is that he's all talk and no action. Sounds like Congress to me. But when you look at it, that's exactly who he represents. At the time, it was all, Congress was all talk, no action. And you look at it, who does he go after first? The Cowardly Lion goes after Toto. He goes after Toto, but he attacks everybody else. But he goes after Toto, the smallest thing in amongst the group. Okay, so Dorothy, they meet up, and all the Lion wants to do is have courage. That's all he wants to do is to get courage, so he can, be the real hardcore Lion that he wants to be. Next, they go to the Emerald City, where they meet Oz. And Oz is this big, massive, impressive kind of, being, a floating head, right there in the middle of the room, and fireballs coming out behind it. It looks so scary, but in reality, he's just a tiny little old man behind a curtain, screaming into a megaphone, scaring everybody. Okay? Now, if you look at the film as it goes through, there's a little bit more to it, and you can kind of pick up things along the way. It's a great film. It is amazing. All the characters have so much to offer, and I really hope you get a chance to maybe watch it over the break, or not a break, but watch it, during the pandemic. And it's just another idea to sit there and watch this video, then watch the film, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I hope you're all stay safe. Have a great week, and remember, this has been your moment in history.